I apologize for the last video. So I was trying to make a thumbnail, and I forgot that I have hotkeys enabled on OBS Studio, and so I was pushing shortcuts on GIMP to make that silly news reporter thumbnail that's on this right now, and I ended up starting the live apparently. So apparently, you all got whoever was watching that got to see my terrible editing skills. Actually, I'm going to change the thumbnail again here to the one I just made. Okay, there we go. Alright. You'd think the default that I did last time would stay, but I guess you would be wrong. You know, streaming used to be easier on YouTube. You wouldn't think that they would make it harder instead of easier, but I guess it is what it is, isn't it? What are we doing here? Doing summertime? Summertime and the living's easy. Okay, that's fine. Probably no one gonna watch now because you all fell for the fake stream. Alright. Well, let's get started. So, I hope you are hanging in there. Rough times under the current administration and the administrations that we have in most of the Western governments, but you know, it is what it is. We gotta do the best we can. So, let's see here. Let's zoom out. So, let's start with crypto, okay? Now that we're all wrecked. Let's go to the monthly Bitcoin. Okay. So, first things you need to understand is that there's actually less risk at a lower the price is on an asset, you know, the less risk you have to buy it, right? Because it's closer to zero. Okay, so if you if you buy an asset that's gone parabolic, it's actually riskier than buying an asset that's gone down a lot. Okay, because it's closer to its valuation, and it's if it's already gone down a lot, an asset, then what's your risk, right? Your risk is that it goes to zero. Whereas if you bought it at a higher level, right, and then the worst case is that it goes to zero, you're losing a lot more money. Okay, does that make sense? So the risk reward on crypto is probably the best that we've seen it in several years. Okay, so let's go back to the Bitcoin monthly, and I would say this is the best risk reward since the COVID crash. Okay, where was the COVID crash at here? Since Bitcoin was about $3,800. Okay, you can see. Let's go to the weekly. And you remember the COVID crash was an intense time. You know where markets were crashing, gold was crashing, silver crashing. Basically, what typically happens is when there's a giant market crash, is correlation goes towards one. That means that most assets become very correlated. Okay, and so if stocks are crashing, usually there's fear in the markets, and stocks, commodities, cryptocurrencies, everything except for the dollar will be crashing. Okay, because they all become very correlated in that fear, panic sort of scenario. So that's something important to realize. Okay. And we can see, let's look at what Bitcoin did during that last, so if you had bought near the bottom, let's say you bought it like $4,500, okay? Bitcoin then ran to $65,000, okay? And you had plenty of time to sell within that range. So that's a 10x, okay, at least. And so we're looking at that sort of scenario again for cryptocurrencies, okay? Let's see what Ethereum did from the bottom of the COVID crash let's see what it did here. So bottom of the COVID crash, Ethereum went to like $100. Okay. Let's go to the monthly. So yeah, we can see it down here. That was the first bottom. Yeah, during the COVID crash, you could have bought Ethereum for $125, $130. Okay. And then what did it do? It ran to $4,800. So that's almost a 50x. So Bitcoin did a 10x. Ethereum would have gotten you a 30 or 40x. Okay. So that's how powerful buying the fear can be in cryptocurrencies. Okay. Now, of course, when it does its run up, we want to take profits. We want to stay conservative. We don't want to put more money in than we can afford to lose. But it's important that you understand this is the best time to be dollar cost averaging and accumulating these coins that I have seen, that we've seen since the COVID crash. So in about 2 or 3 years. Okay. About 2 years. And what we want to be doing is, if you have money to spare, okay, you want to be dollar cost averaging in. So during this time, I would say every day or every week, you take your capital that you have and that you're willing to invest, and you want to be buying every day or every week for the next couple months, okay? And then you're averaging in, because we could go lower, but if you're averaging in, then while we're going low, you're low in your dollar cost average, okay? And that's what I would be doing, okay? Bitcoin's still okay. I don't personally like Bitcoin too much. I'd rather be buying, if you want to buy a big safe coin, I'd rather buy Ethereum, because it should outperform in a bull market. But, I like Theta still. Okay, so Theta, let's look at Theta. Theta's been in a bear market for a year and a half now, I think. And let's do our ruler here. Theta, down 92%, about 90%. Okay, so if you still like the coin and it's got good fundamentals, which I think Theta has good fundamentals, right? They've got a good team, they've got patents, they've got partnerships with giant corporations like Sony and Samsung and those sort of players, and you've kept your eye on the coin and it's down over 90%, it's almost down 95%, that's when you want to be accumulating, okay? You don't want to be accumulating back here. This is when you want to be selling, okay? And then we want to be accumulating down here, and then it's going to have its run up. We'll see what it does. We need to break this downtrend first, but, you can see a scenario where it bumps it, and then it dips down a little, and then we break it with volume. And then we dip down, then we go up, and then we chop around here, chop around, maybe another big spike, and then we start to make, in the next couple years, Theta will make an all-time high, in my opinion, okay? And then when it breaks its all-time high and we start getting to price discovery again, you start selling, okay? But your dollar cost average, your cost basis was down here at $1, okay? So if you start selling, it's $10, you sell a chunk, 15, sell a chunk, okay? You're making 10, 15, 30, 50x, okay? And we want to take profits, we want to be conservative, and we don't want to be left holding a bag that's down a lot. But the cost, this is, like I said, this is the best risk reward that we've seen on crypto in a long time. Okay. Now you could maybe be regretting that you didn't take enough profits at the top, or maybe you didn't take any profits this time around, and it's a learning process. Okay. But I would definitely not be selling now. If you have positions and coins that you like, and you haven't sold yet, and now you're maybe even underwater on some of your positions, the best move in my opinion is you dollar cost average down, okay? So I've been doing that with Bitcoin Cash, right? So let's go to Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash, I started accumulating around $300, okay? Bought some at 400, bought some at 300, and now I would be, let's say you're in the same position, okay? I would be averaging down, and I'm looking to average down too. Okay, so now it's at $100. Okay, Bitcoin Cash, which is one of my favorite risk rewards in crypto right now, is at $100. Okay, so Bitcoin Cash at $100 is very, very low risk in my opinion. Could Bitcoin Cash go lower? Yeah, maybe it could go to $50, $75, but that's not much lower than where we are, considering that we came from about $1,600. So Bitcoin Cash is the same sort of scenario. So if we do our little ruler here, $1,600 all the way down to $100. Okay, that's about 95% drop. Okay, and if you like the coin, which I do, and I think Bitcoin Cash has excellent fundamentals, you want to be buying down here, okay? Because this is going to be the same thing as Theta, okay? We could chop around here. We could go a little lower even, okay? But probably we're going to start going up. At least a dead cat. Maybe we'll go lower. And then maybe we start chopping, okay? And then we start to break out. Chop a little more. And then we start to go, maybe we'll start to go up. Parabolic, who knows? But a coin like Bitcoin Cash, you can be very confident. I'm very confident that Bitcoin Cash will be higher than $100 2 years from now. So what's the risk with Bitcoin Cash? Okay, think about the risk. Your greatest risk with buying Bitcoin Cash at $100 is that it underperforms. Okay, and it takes longer than you think. So even though we're way oversold on every time frame, and it's a coin with good fundamentals, let's say it takes longer than you think. It takes 2 years to start to get back above like $300, okay, and it underperforms. So Bitcoin Cash went to $1,600 last bull run, okay. So let's say it underperforms other coins last bull run, this bull run, and it takes longer than you think. So it takes 2 years for it to start to really perform well, and it only goes to $500. Okay, you still 5x'd your money. You know what I'm saying? So other coins like Hex or these lower cap coins, yeah, they might do 50, 100x. And so the greatest risk with something like Bitcoin Cash is that it underperforms, right? You could have made more money in other coins that are higher risk, okay? But you have to think of risk reward. Worst case with Bitcoin Cash is that 2 years from now it's underperformed other coins and it's only at like $400 or $500, okay? I think it'll be much higher than that 2 years from now. But that's like your worst case, okay, is that the next bull market it underperforms. And so even if you only get a 5, 6x, okay, you still do great. Okay, that's fantastic investment for over a couple year time frame is 5x in your money, And so you have to realize that buying some of these coins, how low they've gotten, is, in my opinion, quite low risk. Okay, especially if you're managing your money properly and it's not money that you need right away. You can let it sit there for a couple years. And that's the same thing with a lot of these coins. Buying Theta at $1 is very low risk. Okay, worst case it goes to zero, and you only went. Worst case it goes to zero. If it, yeah, I don't think it'll go to zero. I would say worst case it goes to like 50 cents, right? Even in like a complete stock market capitulation, Theta's probably not going to go below like 50 cents, okay? And then so that's like your risk. To realize cryptocurrencies don't really go to zero, they go to zero volume. So your greatest risk is that Theta dumps again, it goes to like 50, 40 cents, and then volume slowly dies off, and then liquidity dries up, and then Theta slowly dies over the next couple years. But you can still exit if you want with a loss. And then what's the upside, especially with the fundamentals, is that it's probably going to do something like this again. We'll start to see it impulse up, and it'll probably break its all-time high, and who knows how high it can go during the next run, okay? And so that's true with a lot of these coins that we like, okay? So I still like Theta's a fantastic risk-reward right now. Bitcoin Cash, excellent risk-reward. Ethereum's still good. I like this coin XPRT, okay? Hex is a little more risky, but I think Hex is probably a good buy, especially if you yield farm Pulse Chain when you sell your Hex for Pulse Chain. But that's a whole other thing, and that's for more advanced crypto users. The safest thing for most people is going to be buying the bigger coins like Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, whatever, and then you're removing it from the exchange to your hardware wallet. But I need to reiterate that this is the best time to buy crypto in over 2 years. Okay, so even if it's only a little bit of money, even if you're going to put a couple $100 in, you can make big returns right now. And this is the greatest opportunity to invest in crypto that we've seen in a long time. Okay. All right, let's check in on gold and silver. Gold and silver, Oil's down big today, which is probably why commodities in general. Unfortunately, silver doesn't look too good right now. I thought that it would be breaking out by now with all the inflation that we've seen. It's not. Now you can point the finger and say it's manipulation or blah blah blah. It's derivatives, and they don't want silver to do well. It is what it is, right? But gold and silver, they could be going down for a while now. We'll see where they start to bottom out, but they don't look like they're. The fact that they're breaking down right now is not good. And long term, of course, we're still bullish gold and silver. Silver is a little more risky. It's a little more volatile, right? But we could retest this accumulation zone right here, which is what I wouldn't be surprised if we retouched, $15. We could go lower. Who knows? We could go all the way down to $10. Who knows? And an extreme fear event, everything will crash together, and even gold and silver will crash. Okay. And let's look at the dollar. So one reason why the markets have been going down is the dollar strength. Okay. So this is the dollar weighted against other fiat currencies. You need to realize that the dollar is still the strongest fiat currency, okay? Because we're still the major superpower, America is. You have to realize that most debt is denominated in US dollars. So what that means is that when other countries, like China, Japan, India, when they have debt, the debt is priced in US dollars. So that means that you need US dollars to basically to make interest payments and to make principal payments on that loan. So if you want to repay a US dollar denominated loan, you need US dollars, right? Because that's what the loan is priced in. Does that make sense? And that same thing is true with most world trade. It's mostly traded in dollars. So most oil still, natural gas, most commodities, and most assets are still priced in dollars. Okay. And so these derivative markets, these margin markets, futures markets, Forex markets, most of these things are all priced in dollars. And so you need dollars for the liquidity and to pay back loans and things like that. And so what's happening right now is because people are struggling financially, they need more dollars to pay back, and they're over leveraged. They need dollars to basically to pay down a lot of their loans. Okay, so we're seeing demand in dollars. Okay, but you have to realize that we're still in basically a hyperinflationary environment for now. Now we might start to see deflation soon. It looks like we're starting to actually move towards more deflation, but you have to realize that this chart will go up even if even if the strength of the US dollar is actually going down. This is just relative, okay? So you have to realize other countries are printed more even than we did, okay? So Japan's printing more, the European Union's printing more than we are. And so the US dollar is actually going up in relative strength because it's the strongest fiat currency, right? It's the strongest national currency right now, along with actually the ruble, Russia's currency, because they're apparently pegging it to gold. Okay. But yeah, gold, silver, crypto, we still like all these things. Okay, land, if you can get it, lock in an interest payment, lower interest. So let's look at persistence. This is another one that White Dove likes. Let's see how much it's dropped. So let's say you probably could have sold it up here. All right, let's go from like here. So this is another one. Yeah, 95%. Okay. So yeah, taking a flyer out on some of these coins that are down 95%, in my opinion, is a fantastic opportunity. We went, coin like persistence, it's got a similar chart to theta, right? It was in the same price range. You could have sold it for about $16, $15, $14. And then now it's about $1, which is what theta did. Okay, theta's a little higher. It didn't jump quite as much, but it's a similar sort of scenario. And so yeah, if you can, if I didn't have a lot of capital in crypto already, I would be selling everything I could to buy crypto right now. I would be selling my guitar. I'd be selling cars. I would be doing everything in my power personally. This is not financial advice, but I'm telling you what I would be doing. Okay, I would be leveraging up. I would be selling everything I could to try to buy crypto, and that's true. Even I've convinced my my dad today to sell some platinum. If you have a lot of metals and Metals are like the main. Some people like they like the safety of metals, and metals are actually like a major part or like their major investment. I personally would be selling some of my gold and silver to buy cryptos before, and I've done this before during the last bear market. I actually sold silver and bought crypto, and like I said, the risk reward. This coin I bought actually ended up being a scam. Populous. It's actually ended up being a scam, but it was already down 98%, 99%, and so even on coins that are complete scams, if you buy near the bottom of a market, chances are it's going to have an exit pump, and you're still going to probably get a 10x out of it. Even if the coin has terrible fundamentals, and as long as it has enough liquidity, it's probably going to follow the rest of the crypto market for another bull cycle, even if it underperforms. So that's what we talk about with like Bitcoin Cash, for example. Like, it's going to it's going to go up again. Okay. And worst case is that it underperforms. Okay. You're going to have an opportunity to sell at a higher price. Okay. And, I love what Bitcoin Cash is doing. I'll make a separate video about why I like Bitcoin Cash and why I think it's your second chance of buying Bitcoin. But yeah, I love the risk reward of buying something like Bitcoin Cash. Okay. Let's see if we have any questions or anything. But yeah, I would expect, volatility in the market. Let's go to Zero Hedge real quick. These are very volatile times. Let's see here. So there's strikes now hitting the European Union because they've gone completely. The legislature has gone completely crazy in these countries, and they're like saying to farmers, you can't farm certain things, and they're cutting off oil drilling, and they're cutting off natural gas, and so expect more civil unrest, especially in the European Union, as things fall apart. Just expect volatile times. Okay, you're gonna want some precious metals. You're gonna want some cash on hand. It's very important. A lot of people don't have cash on hand. They have cash in their bank account. You want some cash on hand, physical cash, because in a scenario where things get really bad, that's what people revert to. Okay, so let's say like the power goes out and the banks freeze up. Okay, and you need to barter. People are going to be using cash to barter. Okay, now it's not. You don't want cash to be your main investment because cash is continuously going down in value. Okay, due to money printing. So you want to hold most of your, income that you can move to investments. You want to be holding that outside of the dollar and things like metals and real estate and things that go up in value versus the dollar over time. But for an emergency fund, you do need some dollars. Okay. So yeah, just expect volatile times. Okay. Our governments, the social fabric. Expect that to be volatile right now. We've seen that with like Roe versus Wade and stuff like that. And don't underestimate what these people are capable of. Okay, no one would have thought that they could shut down the world economy and force you to get an injection, or else you couldn't work and you couldn't eat and you couldn't go anywhere. Okay, they have that kind of power. That just happened. So people love to talk about how, oh, these people are stupid and they don't actually have any power and things like that. Dude, did you see what they just did? Did you see what just happened? Okay, they have an incredible amount of power that people have given them. Okay, and who the hell knows what they're planning next? Okay, maybe it's something with monkeypox. Who knows? And so one last thing about, well, I'll make a separate video about why I think Bitcoin Cash is such a great buy right now. But anyways, I hope that helps you guys out. Okay, don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Okay, but it's important that you understand that this is the best time to be accumulating crypto assets. Okay, that we've seen in more than 2 years. Okay, since the COVID crash. Okay, and so when the market's down like this, you don't need to invest a lot. And of course, as we start to make new highs, we want to start scraping off profits, at least taking out our initial, so we don't have to stress out about it. but it's the best time that we've seen, and you don't need a lot of money. That's the beautiful thing, is if you can time and dollar cost average into the bottom of a crypto market, it doesn't take a lot of money, because a lot of these coins will do 100x from here. Okay, so what's 100x on $1,000? That's $100,000. Okay, that's life-changing money for people. I'm not saying that the coin you buy will do that, but that possibility exists. The risk reward becomes very, very skewed in the favor of accumulating. Okay. What are my thoughts on ICP? I don't know that. Is that a crypto? Is that Insane Clown Posse? Their music's pretty bad. I'm not a huge fan of Insane Clown Posse. that what's that Insane Clown Posse music video they have where he's talking about magnets? He's like, magnets, how do they work? Oh, internet computer. I don't know anything about internet computer. There's so many cryptos today. I mean, it's 37. I don't like the risk reward. I think it's like an Ethereum competitor. You're probably going to get better risk reward just buying Ethereum, in my opinion, or just buying Theta, or even like something like Cosmos. I personally would probably, if I'm going to buy a coin that's that much down like ICP is and that lower market cap, I'd rather buy a little bit more of a blue chip. I'd rather buy Thorchain. I'd rather buy Cardano, Ethereum, Polkadot. Let's go to CoinMarketCap and let's see how ICP compares to some of these other coins. Let's see. It's ranked 37. So let's see what is around 37. It has better risk reward. I mean, doesn't seem to me, I don't know how much is happening on Internet Computer. It's such a gay name, too. Internet Computer? Wow. You couldn't come up with a cooler name. Internet Computer. It's a computer on the internet. Yeah, see, I'd rather buy Theta. Theta's lower market cap than Internet Computer. And Theta has patents, and they've got giant partnerships with companies like Samsung. Theta is more unique in that it's commoditizing bandwidth. Internet Computer, I think, from my understanding, is just doing like the whole more scalable smart contract thing. Theta does that, but Theta actually has a more unique value proposition in the way it's designed to you can buy and sell bandwidth. I'd rather buy Theta, right? It's lower market cap, so you might get more bang for your buck. I personally wouldn't buy Internet Computer. Okay. I'd rather be buying Theta, Bitcoin Cash. I'd rather buy Cosmos. I'd rather buy Chainlink probably. Polygon's probably better risk reward. Maybe even Avalanche. Tron I don't like. Polkadot, better risk reward I think. Because Polkadot's a coin that's like it's safer than buying something like Internet Computer. Right? Polkadot has giant partnerships. It's probably Polkadot could pass Ethereum, right? Polkadot could be a blue chip almost. Okay, probably rather buy Cardano. I'd rather buy Binance, the Internet Computer, and probably even Ethereum. Binance is basically blue chip. I would put Binance up there with a blue chip. The guy that runs Binance is very, very intelligent. He knows how to run his company and not take leveraged bets, and he knows how to build capital and build a team and build an industry. And you can go look at his quotes now. His name's I don't know his full name. It's CZ. Is his initials, but he's looking to buy all these companies that have gone bankrupt basically in crypto right now because he's a shark and he knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? They're severely. I don't know what that means. Technology way ahead. You have to realize that technology is only one minor, I would even say a minor aspect of cryptocurrency. Okay? Network effects matter more than technology. I can show you 1,000 coins with amazing technology that have all gone to zero, or zero liquidity. Basically the only chains that people really use are Ethereum by far is the biggest one. People use Binance, but even very few active people on Cardano, or people basically just speculate on Dogecoin. There's some people on Solana with NFTs and stuff. But most of these Avalanche, a lot of people using Matic actually. So I think we're starting to move towards the more the utility phase. But the technology does not matter that much. As well, it matters, but not as much as you think. Marketing, public perception, network effects matter. Okay, let me look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, it can't do anything, right? It has no capabilities whatsoever. It's old dinosaur. Okay, and then people it's still number one top dog just because it has the brand and the marketing and the network effects, and it's safe, and it has liquidity. Okay, so just don't get too caught up in the technology. A lot of these coins have amazing technology. Yeah, I would agree on DOT and Theta. I just personally think that coins like DOT and Theta probably have better risk reward than something like ICP. I mean, you could take a flyer. I mean, ICP, and like I said, ICP could be a complete scam, but I'm guessing it's down just like all these other coins, probably even more. And it's if the rest of the market goes up, it's gonna go up along with the market. And so even if I'm wrong about, or I should say, even if it is a complete scam, right? It's still gonna probably do a 10x in the next crypto bull market from these levels. So let's look at ICP here. Oh wow! What the? Holy crap! What was it? Is that right? $2,500? How is that possible? What coin has it been the longest on? Qcoin? Oh my god. So yeah, this chart is just completely wrecked. I think what happened is that they had an ICO or whatever, then they just dump. So yeah, it's down over 90%. It's down like 95% more. It's down like 97, 98%. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely a way better buy than buying up here. And worst case, I mean, how much lower can it go? You have to realize that at a certain point, there's no more sellers of coins, right? So they had the ICO, they released their coins, and it's just dump. And you realize you reach a point where there's just no more sellers. Okay. And so, yeah, I mean, do I like ICP or know much about it? No. But worst case, it's going to underperform, and maybe it underperforms, and it doesn't make a new high. It just goes to $40. Okay. $40, that's still an 8x from 5. Okay. So if you like ICP, just buy it here, and then wait, and as it starts to go up, sell your initial, right? So if you put 10 grand in it, and then it goes to $12, and you have 20 grand worth, you sell half, and then it doesn't matter what happens. It could be a scam and roll over and go to zero, but but yeah, I'd rather buy DOT or Theta or I'd rather buy Bitcoin Cash, even though people hate that coin, than ICP personally. But you could be right. Maybe ICP is amazing. Either way, you're gonna do all right with it, because the risk is that it underperforms, and then the reward is that you're right. Maybe it becomes a top 10 coin and it does 100x from here, and you make out like a bandit. You know what I mean? So, and Bitcoin's a good buy too. Okay, even though I don't like as much as other coins because I feel like alts will overperform. So you might as well just be, if the market's down this bad, you might as well be buying altcoins you feel good about. But yeah, you own a coin like ICP. What's the worst case? Put $100 in and it goes to zero. Best case is it does 100x, and then your $100 turns into 10 grand. And even something like 10 grand is life-changing money for a lot of people. Okay, that could be a down payment on a new car. You know what I mean? So, all right. I'll catch you guys later. Hope you enjoyed the video. Dollar cost average. Take profits. Own your own private keys. Use a hardware wallet like a Trezor or a Ledger. Okay. But stay safe out there. These are volatile times. Okay. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.